Hey everybody, I'm coming to you today from the studio of Brooks Arthur, legendary Grammy Award-winning music producer. He's worked with everyone from Adam Sandler to Bette Midler, Broadway to pop, you name it. We're going to talk to him today about his latest project, the Jewish Songbook. And we're going to talk to Lainie Kazan, who's featured on the album. It's all coming up next, so stay tuned. Brooks Arthur, so nice to meet you.
Laura
Thanks
Berman,
for being
nice
with
to meet
us.
you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making us a part of your world.
Can you share with us the original vision of the Jewish Songbook?
My original vision was to have an album of great songs that I was calling the Unsalted Matzah Project. Actually, I was going along the line of like more comedic kind of Jewish songs. As I realized as I was making these demos, these Polaroids of what the album could be or would be, I realized that I needed to add more of the heart, more of the pain of life and what people go through in day-to-day living, and historically what we as a Jewish people have gone through.
Can you share with us some of the initial reactions that the artists had when you proposed this idea to them?
They were gun-shy, actually. I don't know. I don't speak Yiddish. I don't speak Hebrew. I haven't been there since my bar mitzvah, you know? What are we going to do?
What were some of the most memorable moments of the recording process?
I hope I can get through this without crying, but I saw the heart of every Jewish guy and girl come to life in front of the microphone. And in the case of Adam Sandler, who's like a blood brother, a dear friend, we kept on saying, well, why don't you do something funny? Let's do something funny. And he said, no, I want the heart to hurt. I want my heart to hurt. And I want people to hear what's in my heart. There's an eternal flame that glows in us. Sometimes it's lighter, sometimes it's greater. And I saw everybody just wailing with pride. You know, collectively, I think that all of us, as a subtext, realize that it's a dying language, it's a dinosaur, and a dying art. And I hope that this is just the beginning to help to keep it alive.
It's amazing that so many successful musicians are Jewish. What do you think it is about music that has caused so many Jews to choose that as their form of expression?
I think it's an emotional involvement. I think the flatted third, making it a minor key, makes people's hearts joyful, even though it's minor. Joyful by virtue of the tempo. You know, da, 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 that makes you happy, you know. You got to have a little mazel, and that makes you happy. But still, it's in a minor key. And then my Yiddish mom in a minor key also expresses what you perhaps are not capable of saying.
What was the #1 thing that you hope people will take away from this album?
Don't let the language, don't let the music die. And that's what I hope people get out of this, and remember the Holocaust and remember other catastrophic situations, so to keep the memories of those souls alive.
Thank you so much, Brooks. It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
All mine. Thank you. You're
Really.
Excellent. Thank you.
Press play. Hopefully it sounds good in here.
It's brilliant.
Everyone on the CD has a Jewish heritage. They're all magnificent artists and funny artists and extraordinary singers and musicians. And I'm very proud to be part of this very unique and exclusive club.
Can you explain to us what your Jewish upbringing was like and how it's influenced your career?
Well, my grandparents on my father's side spoke Yiddish and Russian. And my father sang. So my father sang all these old Russian lullabies, and yeah, he was a beautiful singer in his youth. And then he smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day, so he didn't have much of a voice left. But on my mother's side, my grandparents were from Jerusalem. And they didn't really speak Yiddish as much as they spoke Hebrew. And but culturally, I am so Yiddish, I'm so Jewish. And it's so comfortable to be in that place and in that environment. and to say those words. I think Yiddish is probably one of the most expressive languages that we have, and it's a bastard language. It's so, onomatopoeia. I mean, it sounds like what it is. And when you say mechaya, it's the most, it just means the greatest pleasure on earth.
Where did your sense of humor come from, would you say?
I would say my sense of comedy came from my Yiddishkeit, from my aunts and uncles. And I just found them so funny and so amusing. And sometimes they weren't trying to be. And also my grandmother, my mother's mother, took me to the Yiddish theater. When I was a little girl, they lived on Pitkin Avenue, and they took me to the Pitkin Theater, and I never knew what they were saying, but they would go, and they would laugh, and that was so infectious, and I knew it was funny, and there I was, guffawing.
All right, well, thank you so much, Lainie. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.